Have you ever felt your stress take over your brain? One moment you're calm, maybe sipping your morning coffee. Then in a blink, you're snapping at your best friend over something pointless. Your heart pounds, and you can't stop replaying that meeting in your head. Stress doesn't just change your mood, it hijacks your neural circuits so rapidly it can feel like autopilot. But what if you could press a mental pause button? What if you knew your brain could be reshaped, retrained, to respond with calm instead of chaos? Today, we're diving into the science of neuroplasticity and uncovering how just a few mindful minutes each day can systematically rewire your brain for resilience, focus, and emotional balance. Let's start with the foundation: neuroplasticity. The brain's lifelong ability to reorganize itself by forging new neural connections. Picture a vast map of roads in a city. Main highways represent dominant thought patterns like stress, worry, or reactivity. These highways get wider and smoother the more you use them, making it easier for your mind to travel that route again. Side streets symbolize less used pathways, such as calm reflection or mindful attention. Without traffic, they become overgrown and difficult to navigate. Historically, neuroscience textbooks claimed the adult brain was fixed, wiring set by adolescence. But groundbreaking work by researchers like Michael Merzenich and colleagues in the 1980s revealed that the adult brain remains highly plastic. In one pivotal study, adult monkeys trained on a new finger exercise showed measurable expansion of the corresponding finger area in their cortex within weeks. This discovery smashed long-held myths and opened doors to therapies for stroke recovery, skill acquisition, and psychological resilience. Your mental habits aren't carved in stone. With intentional practice, like mindfulness, you can weaken unwanted stress routes and forge new paths of clarity, compassion, and self-control. So how does mindfulness meditation tap into this plasticity? When you practice focused attention meditation, you choose an anchor, often the breath, and gently guide your wandering mind back to it each time it drifts. This repetitive redirection is like mental weightlifting. With every return to the breath, you strengthen the neural circuits governing attention and self-regulation. Two brain structures play starring roles here. The amygdala, our primitive alarm system, triggers fight or flight responses at the slightest hint of threat. The prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive hub, facilitates planning, decision-making, and impulse control. In most people's brains, the amygdala often fires first, sending stress signals before the prefrontal cortex can even assess the situation. But studies, like the 2011 UCLA research, demonstrate that 8 weeks of daily mindfulness training can reduce amygdala volume by approximately 7% and increase cortical thickness in the prefrontal region. This structural remodeling means your rational brain gets stronger and more influential, helping you pause, assess, and choose your response rather than react impulsively. A follow-up study examined neural oscillations, brainwave patterns during meditation. Researchers recorded increases in alpha and theta waves in the prefrontal cortex, linked to relaxed wakefulness and focused attention, further illustrating the functional shifts accompanying anatomical changes. A follow-up study examined neural oscillations, brainwave patterns, during meditation. Researchers recorded increases in alpha and theta waves in the prefrontal cortex, linked to relaxed wakefulness and focused attention, further illustrating the functional shifts accompanying anatomical changes. The impact of mindfulness extends beyond two regions. It touches multiple neural networks and even neurochemical processes. Default mode. Network, DMN, engages when our minds wander, when we ruminate on the past or worry about the future. Overactivity here is linked to depression and anxiety. During focused meditation, DMN activity significantly decreases, leading to reduced rumination and a quieter, more present mind. Salience network detects and filters the most relevant stimuli, both external, a car horn, and internal, a racing heartbeat. Mindfulness sharpens this network, enabling early detection of stress cues like muscle tension or shallow breathing, so you can intervene before stress escalates. Neurochemical boosts, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, acts like fertilizer for neurons, promoting survival, growth, and synaptic connectivity. High BDNF levels correlate with better learning, mood stability, and resilience. Emerging studies reveal that individuals practicing mindfulness for 8 weeks exhibit a 10 to 15% increase in serum BDNF, mirroring the benefits of regular physical exercise. These changes together form a harmonious system. Anatomical rewiring, network rebalancing, and neurochemical support, all converging to enhance cognitive function and emotional regulation. Let's ground these findings in a real-world program. Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, MBSR, created by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn in 1979. Participants commit to weekly structured sessions, 2 to 2.5 hours long, covering meditation, mindful movement, and group discussion. Daily home practice, 45 minutes per day using guided audio recordings. 1 full-day silent retreat during week 6 for immersive practice. Here were the results. The hippocampus had gray matter increases of 2 to 3% on average, enhancing memory consolidation and contextual processing of emotions. The insula had 3 to 4% growth, boosting interoceptive awareness, our ability to sense internal bodily states. The amygdala had consistent decreases in gray matter density, reflecting a calmer baseline. Here were the clinical measures. Participants report a 30% average reduction in perceived stress scores and significant declines in anxiety and depression indices. Here is what happened to one of the participants. Sarah, a 45-year-old teacher, described going from constant burnout and sleepless nights to noticing tension build up in my shoulders and consciously releasing it before it became chronic pain. That lived experience echoes what the brain scans reveal. The mind and body are intimately linked, and mindfulness strengthens that connection for better health and well-being. Now, let's embody this science with a short practice. The very same type of exercise that kickstarts neuroplastic change. Wherever you are, pause for 1 minute. Step 1. Sit comfortably, feet grounded, spine upright but relaxed. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Inhale deeply through your nose, feeling the air fill your belly. Exhale through your mouth, noticing any release of tension. Shift attention to the body. Notice the weight of your feet against the floor, the tension or ease in your shoulders, the temperature on your skin. Return focus to the breath. Count silently. In, 2, 3, out, 2, 3. If thoughts arise, gently acknowledge thinking and guide your awareness back to breath and body sensations. Open your eyes or lift your gaze when you're ready, carrying this grounded presence into your next moment. Every breath, every moment of noticing, is a step toward rewiring your brain for calm clarity. That 60-second practice is more than a break. It's a microdose of neural training. It strengthens the prefrontal amygdala highway, quiets the default mode network, and primes neurochemical support for growth. In our next video, we'll unpack how these brain transformations translate into practical emotional regulation skills, so you can navigate stress, conflict, and challenge with confidence and compassion. If this deep dive into your brain's plastic potential resonated, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe for part 2, and share in the comments which insight surprised you most. Remember, Every moment of mindful awareness reshapes your neural landscape. See you next time.